Hey there everyone, this is Melanie and it's day 3 of the 30-day video challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and address something because I'm getting, a number of messages from some family members and some friends being concerned about my voice and wondering about my health. My health is totally fine. I'm, not sick in any way. I haven't been officially diagnosed because I haven't chosen to go in and have a scope put down my throat to actually look at my larynx. But a lot of confirmation that what is actually going on with my voice, at least the name that they have for it is called Spasmodic Dysphonia. Spasmodic Dysphonia. And it's an involuntarily, my larynx involuntarily contracts. So it can make speaking more difficult sometimes. So I wanted to just go ahead and put it out there. This 30-day video challenge, it is actually kind of a bigger challenge for me. A reason you haven't seen other videos from me in some time. You haven't seen any teleclasses. Not very many activities, basically where I have to be able to speak clearly and be understood clearly. So it is something that has affected my business, and it's actually something it's really vulnerable, and it isn't something that I ever would have understood if I hadn't started to lose my ability to speak clearly, to lose my voice. Now you'll notice my voice isn't totally gone. It comes and it goes. No, I'm not nervous. No, I'm not stressed. No, I'm not emotional. There's no upset. It does get increased if I do get a little bit nervous. Just like, most people, your voice will typically, get a little bit more contracted, a bit more constricted if you can get a little bit nervous. But since my voice already does that, it's just exacerbated. So it's been something that's been pretty challenging, actually. I don't really know what else to say about that. One of the things that I might do is start making videos about, different treatments that I'm looking at, different questions that I'm asking. It is something that is really taking everything. It's taking the tools of access and energy work. It's taking asking lots of questions. And I'm also aware that it is also going to take some, things in the physical world. So I'm looking at, some different things that I can do with my voice, including kind of learning how to talk all over again, or at least speak from a different place, and change the my body mechanics so that I can speak more clearly. So for anyone out there who might be watching this, who has spasmodic dysphonia, or something similar to it, where your voice is being affected, I just want you to know, don't give up. I watched some YouTube videos last night, actually, because the messages started rolling in. And somebody was on there who was like, it isn't actually hopeless. A lot of people say there isn't anything that you can do to change it, and it tends to gradually get worse over time. And this was somebody who's actually been able to change it for himself, and there have been a number of other people who have also been able to change this. And his message was, please don't give up. And it may not be really easy. It may take, time. It may take energy. And I can say I haven't had to work that hard, really, for anything in my life. Things have definitely not always been easy. That is for sure. And I survived a lot of, really intense things. And things have also come pretty easy. I haven't had to work, that hard at anything. And one of the awarenesses that I'm getting through this entire experience is I'm actually gonna have to put everything I have, into this if I would like to be able to continue to speak, and not only continue to speak, but to actually, create changes in my body and create whatever changes are going to be required for me to be able to speak clearly. And as you know, my business is speaking to people. What would it take for us to really start using our capacities to communicate in the ways that are actually more natural to us than speaking? But until then, this is a rather important thing. It can be quite challenging to make a phone call. It can be difficult. Drive-through windows are really awful for me. Having people constantly asking you, are you okay? Are you sick? What's the matter? Are you upset? Have you been crying? Are you sick? What's the matter with your voice? Why can't you talk? Or just watching someone listen to you, really making an effort to try to speak, holding their own throat, and how uncomfortable it is for other people to listen to a rather strangled speech. Yes, it can get a little uncomfortable. My throat and my voice does get really tired. So if you have questions for me in regards to what this is like, then I'm happy to answer your questions. What I'm not looking for are access questions to try to facilitate me into something different. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you, caring about me. And this is something, it actually doesn't help. I know it seems like caring, but it actually really doesn't help. So I guess I don't have very much more to say about that, except, I'm not going to be hiding it anymore. Sorry. So for a lot of people who have stuff going on, especially, their ability to speak, it's something that you can't hide. It's out there. You can't build an image. There's nothing you can do except either put yourself out there and be in the world, or pull yourself into yourself and not be in the world. Because you can't hide it. So, whatever I sound like, I'm choosing not to pull away from the world, and not to, my little low power went on, not to hide in my apartment, and not to not make videos, and not to not be the facilitator of consciousness and the being in the world that I am. Just because I can't speak as clearly and as articulately and in a way that makes people feel more comfortable. So I just want to encourage you, if you know someone who has difficulty speaking, try not to bring it up. It's not very helpful. And the less judgment and the less point of view that you can have, the more helpful that it actually is. And try to open yourself so that you can actually begin to understand them, me. Maybe those of us who can't communicate as easily, verbally as you can. Ooh, this is a long video. Just try to just open yourself up to something different. Because every time we open our mouths, we're putting ourselves out there, and we're doing something that isn't necessarily comfortable for us either. So, if you have spasmodic dysphonia or something, something like it, I just want to encourage you, just don't give up. Don't hide yourself from the world. You do have a voice, and you can find it. And I'm not giving up on mine. So, if you made it through this video all the way, it's over 10 minutes now. Thank you for watching, and I will let you know on further progress. Alright, thanks everybody. That was day 3.